So when we first got here, we all found out that we were doing a water project. No one knew exactly what that meant, like where we were going, what it was going to look like. And even after we saw the plans, we weren't sure what it was going to look like. Once we got down here, people still didn't really know what was going on, but we kept digging anyway.
I didn't really understand the idea that we were containing water or building an object to contain water for a while, so I think that I didn't really know what to expect, but yeah, I think that we were all a little confused for a while, to be perfectly honest.
I definitely expected that it wouldn't be as difficult as it was to complete the project or to just even do the project, so I thought it'd just be okay, well, we just need people and it'll all fit together, no problem.
The job that I did the most on site was probably building steps. One of the things that I noticed going into the project, or in the first couple of days of the project, was that we built a couple of steps and there was just a lot of cutting down trees unnecessarily, and I tried to go back and make a point of reusing some of the greenery that we had caused to be cut down and repurpose it to make steps.
The job that I think I did the most was moving wheelbarrows up from the spot where the gravel or the dirt got dumped to where they load it onto the pulley. And that was also the most fun job for me because I would do it with Roca or Calvin. And Roca is the national champion 10K runner. So he was kicking my butt all day, and trying to keep up with him was a ton of fun.
Well, most often I was in a bucket line, passing buckets of rocks or sand or cement, or catching the empty buckets on their way back. But on pulley days, I was catching the buckets, coming down the pulley a lot, and pulling down on the rope to get them off the pulley.
Probably shoveling stuff, a lot of shoveling stuff, a lot of bucket moving, a lot of that stuff. What else? Mixing cement, wheelbarrowing stuff. Yeah, just a lot of moving stuff.
The job I did the most was probably either hauling down cement bags and throwing them down the zip line and kind of guiding the zip line down and slowing it down, or pushing wheelbarrows full of sand, rocks, or the cement to one place to another.
My favorite job was the bucket line. Not all the time, but just one particular day. We all got in a line and we were all really bored and really frustrated and we hated what we were doing, and we decided to just make random noises and say random things, and then we got on a topic of what not to say on a first date, and it was just hilarious, and I could do bucket lines anytime we play that game.
The most frustrating thing was probably on days when everyone was kind of frustrated with what we were doing to the point where people weren't trying as hard. And then I'm definitely a culprit in that, where I get frustrated and wouldn't see as much progress as I'd want, and I just get pouty or grouchy and just not work up to my full capabilities.
I would say the most frustrating part was the times that most of us didn't know what was going on, and so we would try and look to other people in hopes they would know what they were doing, but then it just kind of became times when we just sat around trying to figure out what to do next and not really knowing what was going on.
The most frustrating part was that I thought we would get a lot more done in a shorter amount of time than we were able to do, just because of all the different issues that came up, and so having times when we would just be kind of sitting around waiting for something to happen was pretty frustrating.
I never thought the project was going to fail, but there was several times where we encountered obstacles that made it really difficult for us to continue doing what we were doing. But we all try to stay positive and continue to do as much as possible.
I honestly think the most rewarding thing is working with people here. I talk to a lot of people from Dominica all the time, and well, the people that we're working with at least, and it's been really rewarding to get to know them, to get to know their families. Their children come here sometimes to play, and just getting to know their lifestyle and how they live their day-to-day lives.
It's cool to work in a team and see what, you know, what all of us could like handle. I don't know, like talking wise and communication, just really working that out, you know, in such a short time, and to see, you know, a little piece of paper with 3 walls drawn on it, and now there's an actual structure with a floor and rebar and all this stuff up. I think that was really rewarding, and knowing that like it took a lot to get there. It took a lot of crazy communication and some frustrating days and some really just long days to get there. That's probably the most rewarding part of it.
For me, the most rewarding parts of these trips are just facing challenges and learning more about myself and the way that I deal with frustrations and the way that we overcome obstacles, and learning healthier and better and more effective ways of dealing with those challenges. And it's really rewarding to build relationships with the people on these trips, whether it's my peers or my professors or the people that we work with. That's hugely rewarding for me, and that's why I come on these trips.